Tonight with the major news this evening on the effectiveness of these vaccine boosters with this new Omicron variant. Tonight, Pfizer now reporting that early data suggests that the booster does bring your antibodies back up, restoring protection to its highest level. Tonight in Pfizer's new study, it did show that the new variant did chip away at the effectiveness of those 2 doses of the vaccine, but that after the 3rd shot, the booster, there was a high antibody response. Health officials tonight say that's reason enough to get a booster shot now. And Dr. Fauci, for one, saying today this news makes him breathe a little easier. Tonight, our Dr. Jen Ashton with rare access inside the CDC's Emergency Operations Center, where they are tracking COVID, of course, and this new variant in the U.S. right now. And all of this as Delta continues at an alarming rate. This new surge with the colder weather here, people, of course, back indoors. More than 117,000 new cases every day now. That's up 46% in a week. New hospital admissions up more than 14% from last week. And in children, this was alarming. Hospital admissions up nearly 37%. So tonight here, several questions answered. What has the CDC director most concerned about this new variant? Dr. Jen Ashton with that. And what about these boosters and this news they're now working? Dr. Jha on that in a moment. But we're going to begin with Whit Johnson leading us off here.
Tonight, Pfizer releasing early data suggesting 2 shots plus the booster appear to stand up against the new variant and could be a key tool in the fight against Omicron. Dr. Anthony Fauci saying the news makes him, quote, breathe a little better.
When you get that 3rd shot boost, it dramatically increases the level of laboratory projected protection. This is good news about the booster protection.
Early results from Pfizer found that high levels of antibodies from a booster may better defend against Omicron. But when the standard 2-dose vaccine took on the new variant, antibody levels dropped 25 times lower. Pfizer saying 2 doses may not stop infection, but are still likely effective in preventing severe disease.
People should go and get their 3rd dose now, not wait.
Pfizer's data coming on the heels of a small study out of South Africa that also found Omicron appeared to chip away at 2 doses of the vaccine. Here in the U.S., cases of Omicron have been detected in at least 21 states. Our Dr. Jen Ashton today getting a rare look inside the CDC's war room where scientists are tracking Omicron across the country. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Wolenski showing us the many mutations.
These are all the mutations.
These are the spike protein.
Yep.
These are all the mutations.
While early signs show Omicron might be less severe than Delta, they still believe it's highly transmissible, that it spreads easily, and has them concerned about the sheer numbers.
We have some concerns about this new variant in terms of its transmissibility. We don't know what it's going to do in terms of disease severity, but even if it is not more severe, if we have many people who get it,
more denominator,
we have a much larger denominator, and we could be in a problem with the disease severity anyway, because there are just more people who have it.
But right now, it's the Delta variant making up nearly all new cases nationwide, an 83% increase since late October. Hospitals feeling the surge, even in highly vaccinated areas like the Northeast.
Delta is incredibly infectious. And those, 5 to 10% of the people that haven't been vaccinated, that's who Delta's going at right now.
In Massachusetts, one trauma center at UMass Memorial running out of beds.
There's 75 patients waiting in the ER for a bed, including 7 ICU patients. And there's really no end in sight, which is the scary part for all of us.
And hospitalizations in Connecticut doubling in the last month.
Right now, 100% of our patients who are admitted to the hospital at Greenwich Hospital, 100% are unvaccinated.
100% in
right
here.
now, today. Every day, it's a little bit like going into battle, and we recognize that this is not over yet.
This current wave driven by the highly transmissible Delta variant. And tonight, Dr. Wolenski warning about the impact of another highly contagious variant like Omicron.
If we have a much more transmissible variant, you end up with a much larger population of people with disease, and then even small amounts of that very large population that end up in hospital. You end up with a real crisis at the hospitalization level and potentially lots of poor outcomes.
Yeah, so even if it's less severe, still highly transmissible, which could add up in the numbers. We've seen this before. Dr. Ashton with her exclusive at the CDC today. Whit Johnson with us now live. And Whit, we know the CDC director also made news tonight revealing what we know so far about the 40 or so cases of Omicron they've already found here in the U.S. What can you tell us?
Yeah, David, Dr. Wolenski says more than 40 people in the U.S. have been infected with the Omicron variant so far. More than 3/4 of them were fully vaccinated, and about 1/3 had received booster shots. But she says so far, nearly all of those cases have been mild. David?
Mild, and that was encouraging as well. Whit Johnson tonight. Whit, thank you. We know you have a lot of questions at home, so as always, Dr. Ashish Jha, Dean of the Brown University School of Public Health, back with us tonight. And he's back with us in person for a change, which we always like, though about 6 feet of distance still between us. First of all, you and I have talked about the antibody response several times on our air, and now Pfizer saying early data, it's early, but very encouraging that the boosters appear to spike that antibody response.
Yeah, David, thanks for having me back. It is really encouraging. The data shows that there's a sharp drop-off in your antibodies' ability to manage Omicron after 2 shots, but the 3rd shot really seems to make a big difference.
And not only that, I want to go back to something you told me before, that you're seeing in many cases after the booster, the antibodies could be actually at a higher level than even after the 2nd vaccine shot.
That's right. That's right. The booster really gives your immune system another really good opportunity to rev up and get ready for this virus. That's why I think boosters are so essential for every adult right now.
We know we have a lot of parents watching us here every single night, hanging on your every word. They're going to say, if these boosters are working, and you showed it tonight, why do we still have to wait as long before we get our child boosted?
Yeah, it's a great question. I have 3 kids who've been vaccinated. Same question in my household. First of all, we think that in the first few months after the 2nd shot, you still have high protection. We really do need more data before we're ready to start giving boosters to kids.
All right, Dr. Jha, it's always great to have you, and even better to have you in person. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.